What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are doing a little bit of a shitcoin showdown from a man Celos today. You got a couple requests, Celos, and they are not available on TradingView, or they are, but the charts are just not really up to date or all that functional, in my opinion. So we are on Dex Screener here. You did say it's on Pulse Chain charts. I don't know if Pulse Chain charts is something, or if Dex Screener is what's used for that. But I'm using Dex Screener. I normally use TradingView, so I don't have all my usual setups here, but we can still do TA on this thing. I wonder, yeah, let's make some of this stuff go away. Maybe I can't make this go away. Maybe there's a way to hide at the sidebar. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. That's all we really need. Anyways, we're talking about ATROPA. We're going to talk about, I don't know if that's what it's called, but ATROPA wrapped on Pulse, because that's all I could find. ATROPA. Right? If I do USD, does it come back with anything? No, it just goes to US dollar coins. So, ATROPA wrap Pulse, pDAI, ATROPA, yeah, stuff like this. Looking at it here on the daily, we can see that, yes, it is in an uptrend. Logarithmic, yeah, there we go. Definitely in an uptrend. You've got, look, coming out of your lows here, your all-time lows. You got a high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Sure, nice, looks good. You have a lot of volume coming in at this previous high here. How much volume is that? Let's see, does it tell us? 200 or 2.4 million times, what would that be, 2 cents? So, talking about, is that like tens of thousands of dollars, maybe something like that in a day, which makes sense, for things like this. Maybe it's hundreds of thousands. I think it would be tens of thousands, though, because a tenth of a million would be hundreds of thousands. A percent of a million would be tens of thousands. So yeah, that would make sense. Anyways, looking at this here, if we do, can I put a magnet? There we go. Magnet on the low to the high. Oh man, I got to get it all set up. Hold on here. And then I'm going to change the background. We'll just keep it basic for now, but let's make it fit to a log scale. There we go. Okay, so you did find a little bit of support on your 618 area. Came up, rejected the 2-3. Oh, no, not 618. I'm sorry. It's a 382. You came down, found support, rejected your 236 area, kind of. And then now you're rejecting your 382. Maybe you do go a little bit lower. Sure. Maybe you go a little bit lower to your 618 and have a bounce there. That would be kind of my first assumption of this. Let's see if we can throw on some other stuff here. Relative Strength Index. Get our RSI going. Look at that. So basic. I love it. It's like starting over, man. Let's see. And we need some color in there. Let's make it pop. Pop. Bam. All right. Weak RSI, neutral RSI, but kind of weak. Yeah, 4 hour looks like it wants to go down to. This double top looks condemning for sure. I think you want to go lower. You probably want a lower low than this. Maybe you do get a bounce off the 618 area. Maybe you get a bounce off your 6.9. Let's see here. We'll just do this one. Bam. Your 6.9 area would be there, and that kind of comes at the previous top, previous bottom over here. So something between, I would say, about, what would that be, 56% of a penny or 46% of a penny, somewhere in there is where I think you're ultimately going. If we take a top or a bottom to a top here, and we look at our fib extensions, you can see that the 1618 is just a little bit below that. So don't be thrown off too much if we go below there. But overall, I do think you're going to form a higher low comparatively, throughout this whole chart, right? I think you're going to form a higher low. So probably a little bit lower to go, and then higher from there. Moving on, you wanted to talk about Teddy Bear 2. Teddy Bear. We're going to talk about Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear. ATROPA or Pulse Chain. I don't know what you'd want me to do it on. I'm going to compare it to Pulse Chain. I'm just going to compare all of them to Pulse Chain, and then put them on log here. Looking at it, this is kind of a funky chart, and I didn't say this on the last chart, but I wish I did. I'm going to say it on this chart too, or not too, but now. these are very new charts. Okay, so don't hold everything I say true. Just because they look good or they look bad does not mean that it's permanent. And if I can't figure out what to do with them, it's because they're brand new charts. So I'm doing with what information I have in front of me. I'm doing the best that I can here. But volume increasing as you're moving up. Cool, nice to see. Whatever. You are moving down right now. You had a very dramatic move up. How much did you move up? Let's see. From this relative low here to there, you had a 49,900% move in a very, very, very short amount of time. It's ridiculous, man. You only get those kind of moves on DEXs. But see, the thing is, man, if you want to sell, let's say you had like $1 million worth of this coin, you're going to have a hell of a time selling it without bringing the price all the way back down. So good job if you, if you bought the low and you are up 49,000%. Good job, but I bet you're going to have a hell of a time selling it. I don't know, maybe not. Looks like there was some volume that came in. 3 million at, I don't know what that price would be, man. Is that 7 zeros? So that's not a lot. That's really not a lot of volume in daily time frames. I don't know, man. I would say if I had just like an overall opinion of something like this, I'd say stay away. Very low market cap coin. It looks good on a chart, right? It looks good on a chart, but like, let's be practical here. There's not a lot of money actually being put into this thing and stuff like this. I think people, they use DEXs to attract people with initial growth that they use a very little bit amount of money to do, and then they just offload whatever they can, and they move on to the next coin that they make up. I don't know too much about this. I'm not trying to hate on it. Maybe it goes up. The chart, again, the whole reason I'm saying that is because the chart looks good. The chart does look good. It looks like it wants to continue going up, but maybe it has a little bit lower to go. You are finding support at this previous area of resistance here. Maybe you have found your low. It is possible, but all in all, I would stay. I don't know. You could go a little bit lower. You could. Let's see. Yeah, maybe you do. Maybe you do. Maybe go all the way to your 382, and I would still, just again, stay away from this stuff. Because that's, to your 382, a basic retracement is a 73% drop. Even to your 236, which you're not that far away from, that's a 31% drop. You are trading very high-risk stuff with this. I personally, this isn't financial advice, but I wish it was, because I wouldn't recommend anybody buy something like this. Chart looks decent. Probably goes a little bit lower, and then we can talk about upside. On the 4 hour, yeah, probably goes lower, and then we can talk about upside, but I do think that it goes lower. And then, whoa, sorry, got me right between the eyes there, man. pDAI. pDAI, this is how you spell it, right, like that. pDAI, wrapped on pulse chain. We'll do that again, too. Okay, strange looking chart. It also looks like a new chart. Yes. Well, this one goes all the way up, doesn't it? Wow, it just doesn't stop. Okay. All right, it does stop. There we go. But we're gonna have to zoom way back in. Ignore that. That doesn't necessarily. You could see that on a chart and it just be a glitch. If it's the real thing, then that might be a little bit worrisome. But as far as the daily basis goes, volatile, sure, looks volatile. Oh wait, but is this a negative? It's not. So if it's to that, wouldn't it be? I don't know, man. Would this mean more zeros? Is it 0 to the 6th? So then it's 6 zeros, or is it 0? Would that mean that there's 6 zeros the other way? I don't know, man. I forget. Basic math thing, and I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm thinking it would mean 6 zeros that way. That's how I'm thinking it, but I could be wrong. Let's put this in log. If we're looking at this thing, the highest daily volume that you saw was 698 of them. So I mean, if that's 6 zeros going this way, great. If it's 6 zeros going this way, not that great. Not a lot of volume used on this thing. Again, I would say stay away. Stay away. Don't even think about it. Stuff like this, just what's the point? It looks like it moves up a little bit and then moves down. If you can make 200% in a day, because I think that's what it was, right? Let's see. 248%. If you can make 248% in a day, off of 2 cents, then you have made yourself 5 cents. So good job. But I don't, you're not going to be doing too much with this. So ultimately, man, it's not the stuff that I'm sure anybody wants to hear, but I fail to see the point of these things, honestly. ATROPA itself, doesn't look half bad as far as the chart goes, but out of all of them, it's probably the best looking one. So I'm glad that this is the one that you're kind of like more looking for, anyways. And I would say that the chart itself looks the best, but the volume, there's still very minimal amounts of volume. We're talking about big swings. It can go a lot lower before it goes higher. And I mean, from here, if it was to go lower, like we're talking like it could be more than a 50% drop before it really finds its low. It could even go and find like a double bottom and then turn around. Maybe it just has a slightly lower low and it's still something that's like a 40% drop or more. But all in all of them look bad. I mean, this one looks kind of good, and I would think that, as far as like what I mean by they all look bad, I mean like in the immediate term, I think they're going to go down. And then bad also in the sense that the charts just look ugly, except for this one. This one is the only one that really doesn't look too bad. But still, very low market cap, very low liquidity. Be careful with stuff like this. Do not throw the farm at something like this, because you will have no problem buying it, but you will have a hell of a time selling it. I can bet that. So anyways, that's all I got for you. If you guys liked the video, leave a thumbs up. This Shitcoin Showdown is brought to you by Pulse Chain Dex Screener. It's not a paid sponsorship. I felt like saying that. If I had to give a winner to this Shitcoin Showdown, it really wouldn't be hard. I would say that ATROPA wins. I'm glad that this is the one that Silos is obsessed with himself, but be careful, guys. Be careful. Sometimes you can make it big with low cap coins, but just be careful out there, because low liquidity is nobody's friend. Nobody's friend at all. So take care, rest on that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.